Now, I heard recently that our mayor is considering putting up toll booths at all the entranceways to Manhattan Island. That he's considering charging a toll to enter Manhattan, which is a joke. You would think you would have to pay to get out. And here they want to charge people to come in. And they're going to put up tolls all around. Now, maybe if we have enough pull, we can have him put in the deluxe-shaped bars around the city. As you know, Manhattan Island really has mechitzas all around, has fences all around the island. It's not like the other boroughs. The other boroughs in Brooklyn, there's a big machlaikis because we have to do it with the Tzuras HaPesach. Manhattan Island, which has walls around it, would that be kosher? As a matter of fact, maybe we could push for toll booths around Borough Park and Flatbush, and we would have another way of being machshir. So the truth is that this whole issue, you have to know, is only an issue by Rishus Harabim D'Rabbanan. It's a klal gadol, I think a well-known klal, that a Rishus Harabim D'Rabbanan, it's enough at Tzuras HaPesach, a Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa, an area which falls under the category of Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa, needs dalsais. Yerushalayim Amalei dalsaisais neulais balayla chayavan alei mishum Rishus Harabim. Any place that falls under the rule, the name of Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa, requires not only Tzuras HaPesach, that's insufficient. You need either walls or doorways. And this shlagbaim, which was a kosher at Tzuras HaPesach, but not a kosher at Deles, would not suffice for a Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa. Now, I should mention, regarding the controversy over whether Brooklyn is a Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa or not, I've heard it said that, well, Brooklyn's a Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa because you have 600,000 people traveling a day on Ocean Parkway or on Flatbush Avenue, whichever street or avenue you might choose. If you think about it, it's not so. It's not true. I can be sure that you don't have 600,000 people ever traveling on Ocean Parkway. And if you think about it mathematically, just for a minute, it's not shayach, it's almost impossible. To have 600,000 people traveling in 24 hours down any road, that means you would need 100,000 people every 4 hours. Right? 600,000 for 24 hours means you need 100,000 people every 4 hours, or 25,000 people per hour consistently 24 hours a day. Now, to have 25,000 people travel down Ocean Parkway in a single hour, you would need per minute 416 and 2/3 people to travel per minute down Ocean Parkway. Now, Maman Havshach. During rush hour when it's busy, no one's moving. It doesn't go 416 people a minute. And if you go out when it's not rush hour and the people are moving, you don't have 416 people a minute traveling down. It's almost min hanimna, it almost defies imagination to have traveling 25,000 people per hour for 24 consecutive hours on a road, on a regular basis, on any road. I think it's min hanimna. I think it defies the imagination. In the Midbar, the whole Klal Yisrael traveled down one road, so you had 600,000 people traveling down a road. But to say that it's something which happens in any city in the world, it really defies the imagination. The truth is that those who hold that a city like Brooklyn is a Rishus Harabim D'Oraisa, Rav Moshe, who held this way, and this is a printed tshuva, and I know there are those who say he held this, those who say he held that, but he printed his tshuva, it was B'chayav. He says that if you have an area of 12 mil by 12 mil, roughly the equivalent of the Midbar, so all the roads in that area together, and the whole Yud Beis Mil, are used by 600,000 people a day, now not every day, but even on occasion, that with any regularity, you have 600,000 people using all the roads in Yud Beis Mil, Zok Rav Moshe, that is enough to make for Rishus Harabim Dairaisa. This was the reason that Rav Moshe held that a Erev in Brooklyn, which is made with Tzuras HaPesach, is not a kosher Erev. Because here, there are Yud Beis Mil, there were those who questioned it. Rav Moshe writes that people came to him and told him there are no 600,000 people in Yud Beis Mil or Yud Beis Mil. So Rav Moshe is not one to sit and listen. He sent someone down to the census department, and he writes at the end of the tshuva that it's not so, that there is an area of Yud Beis Mil, Yud Beis Mil. It's interesting, before he writes in the tshuva, before he sent them to the census department, he writes, I know that it's not so. It can't be that the Yud Beis Mil doesn't have 600,000 people. Misvara. Smadach in the Midbar, they had 600,000 people and more. In Yud Beis Mil, and in the Midbar, they all lived in one-story tents. So in a city where you have apartment houses, you have tall buildings. So Ramesha says, Al Pisvara, a densely populated area of Yud Beis Mil by Yud Beis Mil, certainly has 600,000 people. And he writes at the end of the tshuva that Kachaya, someone was sent down, and the fact is that there are 600,000 in Yud Beis Mil. So notwithstanding that there could be city areas which would, in fact, you could make an Erev. There could be city areas which have true walls around them, or even Meruba ala Paratz might be sufficient. But in our particular area where this doesn't exist, so for that reason, it's not enough. Eitzuras HaPesach, even the Tolbus wouldn't be enough. You need an actual 600,000. Now you need an actual dalsais and mechitzais. Now the summer is right around the corner, and once we touch this topic, I'd like to touch on just 2 or 3 inyanim. It's the season when people build erevin, whether in their driveways or